this is the beginning step of how to buy a house. 2023 is your year. We're gonna walk you through it step by step. I don't know who we are, it's just me, but let's do it together. Stay tuned. You know how this channel works. We're talking about moving to Bakersfield, living in Bakersfield, relocating to Bakersfield. All of it happens here. Do not forget to like and subscribe, because then I know you're here. I'm giving you what you want. It's a nice relationship. Then we get to work together and we're good to go. Thank you for being here. Now let's get into it. 2023 is your year, and I think you're a smart person for making this the year you're gonna go ahead and buy a house. A lot of times people will come to me and they will say, Angel, I'm ready to buy, and I think I'm gonna be able to afford, a $450,000 house. And my question to them is, how do you know? Have you talked to a lender?
No.
I always ask two questions after that when somebody tells me they're qualified. I say, okay, how much money do you have saved? And how much debt do you have? Because those two things are gonna be factors going forward. And this is gonna kind of blow your mind, because honestly, when it comes to getting qualified for a house, you have to reverse engineer it.
Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it.
So say you come to me and you say, okay, I make $125,000 and my spouse makes $75,000. So that's kind of how I figured out the number. When we talk about what you owe and who you owe it to, those factor in on what the bank can let you borrow for a house. So you make 125 and your spouse makes 75. So combine your 200,000. Well, that's great. We got to make sure we're taking out the room for taxes, obviously. Do you have student loan debt? Do you have car debt? Do you have credit cards? How much money do you have saved? Have you been late on your bills? All of these things help us figure out what you can buy. Because a bank is not gonna loan you $350,000 for a house if you can't make their payment. The bank is a little higher on the ladder as far as like what they need from you, so they're not gonna loan you money for a house that you can't afford and that they're not gonna get paid back for. Key, remember, they wanna be paid back. So after we do all of this, you talk to a lender that you've reached out to me and you said, Angel, I need somebody locally, because you've watched the video where I said you gotta get qualified locally. But nonetheless, you're gonna need to do more than just go on to some online site and punch in random numbers, because those things make a difference. Okay, are you tracking with me? Does this all make sense? I really wanna make sure I'm breaking these steps down for you so that you know what to expect when we start your process. And if you go to the link in my description, we can actually have a chat about your situation. You can talk to me about what type of lender you want to be with, what you think your timeline is, all of those things we can talk about, and then we can get you started on the process. So when you meet with the lender, what they say is they go, okay, so you've got all these credit cards and you've got the student loan. A lot of times student loan is not one that they ask you to pay off before buying the house. But if they say to you, hey, if you pay off the Macy's bill and if you pay off Capital One, then those payments will help you be able to afford a bigger house or a different price point. And here's the thing, this is not my lane. This is why I get you to experts. So the beauty of working with these local lenders that I'm gonna send you to, assuming you've already reached out to me, right? So the beauty of that is they are able to say to me, hey, listen, Angel, they thought they were gonna be able to do it in 6 months, but they're actually gonna be able to do it in 3 because they're gonna pay off X, Y, and Z, and then they're gonna be able to start looking for houses. That's the next step. We get to start looking for houses after we know what we're looking for. Because you meet with the lender, then we know your price point, then we know what target we're shooting at, okay? We can't shoot just randomly 500,000, 400,000, 300,000, and you don't even know if you can afford any of them. So the next step is gonna be this. We now know your timeline from the lender, we now know your price point, now we're going to start figuring out your wants and your needs. Do you want a pool or do you need a pool? Do you want 4 bedrooms or do you need 3 with an office? Or do you need the 3rd car garage for your crafting? Or do you need to make sure you have solar? Or are you like, I don't want solar, I don't understand it, I want nothing to do with it? So we go through your wants and your needs. Then I put you into the MLS. The MLS is the mama, and it feeds Realtor, Zillow, Trulia, all of them. So the MLS, when houses go live, then they kick it out to the other ones. So I want you in the MLS as soon as I can get you into our MLS so that you're getting what goes live when it goes live. You're not sending me some picture of some house that's pre-foreclosure from realtor.com and it's like It's already been sold 4 times since then. Like, where did this picture and this post come from? I have no idea, but that's why we want you in the MLS, so that you're ready to go with what's happening now. And I'm gonna just say something that might get some of you mad at me, but I'm gonna say it out loud anyway. Your first home is probably not your forever home. We might not get everything on our list taken care of. We might not have the pool on this house. We might not have the 3rd car garage, but we have a house. We're gonna live in it for a little bit. 3 to 5 years is the average of where first-time home buyers tend to say, oh, okay, time to move up. Now, a little homework for you before we move on to the next video. I need you to save some money. I really need you to save some money. Whether you have a lot of money saved and you don't need to get into a first-time homeowner loan program or not, you're gonna need money to move into this house. There's just no other way around it. I wish that part of the equation could all just be lumped into your home loan. I really do. But you're gonna have to pay for things along the way, and I need you to have as much money saved as humanly possible. By the way, is there ever a time when you're like, gee, I have too much money saved?
A year's salary right here. What I call them? Fun coupons. See that? A fun coupon.
It doesn't happen very often. So the more you can have saved, the better. We've gotten step 1 down, all right? Buying 101, class is dismissed. Let's move on to buying 202. Okay, I'll see you around town.